Restore Order workshop. I was inspired to host this workshop today because of the state of the world. There's so much uncertainty, so much fear, so many scary, fearful things swirling around in light of coronavirus spreading across the globe. And I wanted to do what I could to be of service. And I thought perhaps sharing some of the things that are helping me stay grounded and calm amidst all this chaos and uncertainty hopefully would be useful to you. And I hope during today's workshop that we are able to support you in finding a little bit more order, a little bit more calm, and a little bit more clarity about how to move through your days right now, because life might look totally different than it did a couple of weeks ago. I know mine does. And I'm very grateful that I had a business. I had a 3-day work week. I had an online coaching business. I'm able to transition relatively easily in this climate. That said, our girls don't have school at all. We have no childcare. And so my husband and I are now navigating being work from home parents with 2 small children at home as well. And I know many of you are in a similar situation. And I hope what I'm sharing today helps to give you some ideas about how to structure your day, some tools to help you cope with the uncertainty and the overwhelm. And obviously, if you guys have any questions as I move through this content today during the Restore Order workshop, I encourage you to please share your comments right below this video. I would love to hear from you and engage with you and hopefully support you in a way that feels really good right now. And so I wanted to share with you the kind of syllabus that I put together today for our workshop, and then we'll start moving through the content that I've organized. So I'm going to first and foremost share 10 tips to help you restore order to your home, your life, and your business. Right now, with where we're at and what we're all dealing with, I want you to know that first and foremost, this is about taking care of you, the woman behind the business, because without you feeling a sense of calm and feeling a sense of order in your own life, it's going to be really hard to show up in a way that supports other people and also supports you financially. And so first and foremost, we want to make sure you're feeling okay, that you have a sense of how you want to feel and start figuring out what you can do to feel that way. And so I'm going to be sharing during this workshop those 10 tips to restore order to your home, to your life, and yes, to your business as well. I'm going to share how I've been coping with having my 2 small girls at home and how you too can set up your day, even if you have small children at home, so that you are able to get a little bit of work done. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you my schedule that I've set up for right now, and hopefully that will be really useful to you as well. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the essentials when it comes to your business that you should be prioritizing right now, because like I said, a lot has changed in the world in the past couple of weeks, and perhaps the things you were doing and working on before feel out of alignment right now. And so I want to give you a sense of what those essentials should be and why it's important to perhaps even take some things off your business to-do list right now. And I'm going to also talk to you about a special little offer that we put together for you guys that hopefully will support you right now. I know that a lot of you don't have a lot of time to think about your business or work on your business right now. And so we've been putting together some little tiny bite-sized trainings. Most of them are only 5 or 10 minutes long. They come with like a 1-page worksheet. And this would help you maintain momentum and keep moving forward in your business, because so many of you provide a service that could be so helpful to people out there. And so I want you, in even some small way, to keep moving forward in your business as you feel ready to do so. And so we have an offer that we'll mention to you so that you are able to hopefully do that. Okay, so let's dive into the 10 tips to restore order to your home, your life, and your business. And the first one is to schedule in downtime for yourself and for your kiddos if you have them. So downtime is really key right now, guys, because many of us are suddenly all in a house together all the time. And if we're not scheduling in time to rest and replenish and be away from one another, honestly, it can feel overwhelming. There can be so much noise, especially if you have younger children who need a lot of your time and attention, are asking lots of questions. It is really key that you, even if it's little pockets of time, that you find a way to schedule in downtime for yourself. Get outside if you can. I know this isn't possible for everyone. If you're in a city, it can be, kind of scary to think about going outside right now. But if you are in a situation where you are able to get outside in your own backyard, maybe we live in a really quiet neighborhood, so we've been able to get out for walks. We have woods behind our house, so we've been taking the girls for nature walks. And there's something so peaceful about being out in nature and breathing fresh air. And, if it's a sunny day, having the sunshine shine on you. And there's something just innately calming about it. And so if you've been cloistered inside, at least open a window on a day that's nice enough to do so. Let the fresh air into the home. It is going to help you. It's going to boost your immune system. It's going to boost your mood. And I guarantee it will make you feel better. Take breaks from one another. So the first tip was to schedule in downtime. So like time for you to go up to your bedroom by yourself, do a meditation or lie down, but schedule in, take these breaks from one another too. That if you're homeschooling your kids, schedule in break times because they need it as well, especially if they're really small. You've got like a jam-packed morning schedule for them, they need time, and this, to just like wiggle and run around. And so take breaks. Like if you got them fed and then are doing the homeschooling stuff, but you realize you haven't eaten breakfast, just like pause, let them pick a book or a stuffed animal or a toy to play with and go feed yourself. Like take breaks when you need it. And this kind of takes us into the next tip. If something feels really hard, really difficult, really challenging, if you're meeting a ton of resistance, either internally or from family members, take a break, take a breath, maybe even walk away. Because we're going to get nowhere fast if we keep meeting resistance. This happened for me actually the past couple days. My girls have been really resistant to the homeschooling stuff. My older girl is 5. She loved it last week. She was like calling me teacher. I'm like, you can still call me mom. And she was loving it. She's like raising her hand. And the past couple days, they've just been like so distracted, so not into it. And so we stopped. I was like, all right, we did our like morning songs and we had some, little things that we did together, like the days of the week, and we checked the weather and stuff like that. And then I said, let's do a spa morning. And they were so excited. I brought down lotions and nail polishes, and we laid out towels all on the family room floor. And I taught them how to do foot massage, a self foot massage, and then I massaged their little feet. And they wanted to rub my feet. It was really cute. And we were all in our cozy robes. And then after that, I painted their nails for them. And they just thought it was the best thing ever. And honestly, what better gift could I give them than teaching them how to take care of themselves and to take a break when they need it? So feel free to borrow that spa day at home with your children. Their little fingers feel really good on your feet. What else? Focus on top priorities when you have the time to work. So I know many of you out there are solopreneurs. You are your business, and it can be challenging to, when you have 30 minutes or 50 minutes or 2 hours of time to work, like what do you even focus on? So I would suggest that, when the kids are busy or whatever, take time to just jot down what are your top priorities right now. So for me, my top priority right now is being of service. How can I show up for the community and be visible and supportive and share things that are hopefully really helpful for you guys? I think that is really key for all of us, right? To be visible, to be out there in front of our groups and supporting them as best we know how. I think another key thing for us to be thinking about is how can we be planting seeds for the future? And so jot down a few of your ideas about how you can be visible, how you can be planting seeds for the future, for future clients, for future money, and then just do those things. Give yourself permission to not worry about, building that new page on your website or developing, a stash of new graphics for Instagram. Just focus on those top priority things when you have time to work. This leads me to the next one. Push pause on things that feel out of alignment right now. We had some offers that we were planning on rolling out this spring, and it feels kind of tone deaf to keep moving forward with them. So we made the decision to shelve some of those, to put some of those on hold, and instead show up in a more timely and aligned way right now to address what's happening in the world head on, not ignore it. And I guarantee that long-term, moving forward, we are going to foster a much stronger sense of community and much deeper know, like, and trust with our community because of that. I know for me, I'm getting some emails from people that clearly are being opportunistic about this or, just kind of let their previously scheduled stuff keep rolling out. And I'm unsubscribing. I don't want to hear from them because it seems like they don't really care. And so give yourself permission if you were originally I need to get 5 clients this month, or I need to launch this new group program, or I need to develop this new package or whatever it is. And you're like, that doesn't feel good right now. Trust that. It's okay to take a couple weeks to recalibrate and figure out your new footing, your new normal. That's totally fine. I am saying that because this is what I've been telling myself, right? We as businesswomen, we want to keep forward, bigger, better. How can I keep improving, keep growing, keep making more money, serving more clients? But right now, nobody wants to hear about that. Nobody wants to be in that type of energy. At least that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling personally. And so I would encourage you to consider what do you need to pause? Because you might need to show up a little differently right now, and that's okay. Don't worry about getting it right or doing it perfectly. And this comes to all things. Don't worry about getting your schedule just right and perfect for homeschooling and business and all that stuff, because there's going to be a monkey wrench that hits that schedule within 24 hours. Don't worry about getting your business stuff done perfectly. We've been sending out emails at different times that have little typos, or, posting things in the group that, the graphic is wonky or whatever. And it's okay. People are forgiving if you're trying to show up and be of service. And I would also suggest, and this is one that I fall into, don't worry about getting the homeschooling stuff perfectly done. I like to be good at things, so let's be honest. I like being a straight A student and doing it just right. And it was kind of hard when my girls were basically through their actions saying we don't want to listen to you and we don't want to do this homeschooling stuff today. And I'm sort of this sucks. But instead of worrying about being the perfect mom who homeschools just right, just okay, I'm leaning into this. Let's pivot and do something else. And that was the path of least resistance for all of us. If you are dealing with children at home, do your best to be a united front with your partner. Now, I know some of you have partners who are working in industries and verticals that are super needed right now. And so perhaps their work, even if they're working remotely, has increased. And so more stuff is falling on your plate than ever before. But still, you guys have to communicate and be a united front. I know I feel so grateful that my husband, even though he's in banking, he's in finance, and so he is still working, even though Pennsylvania has kind of shut down because They're not going to shut down the banks, thank goodness. And he has made it very clear that he wants to make sure that he has time with the girls so that I'm able to be here doing stuff like this for you guys. And some of us, I'm guessing, maybe aren't even giving our partners the opportunity to step up and give us time. Our partners love us. They want us to feel good. They want us to feel supported. They want us to do things that bring us joy. And if having some time for yourself or some time to work on your business would give that to you, share that with them. Let them know that, it's like, even if it has to be after the kids go to bed, like, hey, can I have 20 minutes to watch this thing or journal or just take a hot shower by myself? Just they want to be there for you. And so don't think you have to bear the brunt of all of this by yourself. Especially if you're feeling isolated and alone, even though you're in a house with children and a partner and all that stuff, share what's going on for you, share what you're dealing with, share what you're feeling, and be a united front with your partner as you move through this. Another tip is to create a schedule for your kids and for yourself. And this has really helped when we realized we were going to have the girls home for at least 2 weeks without school. And right now it's looking like at least 3 weeks, if not longer. One of the first things I did was create a schedule for them. But essentially that schedule gives me a sense of how I'm structuring, especially their morning hours. They get up really early, like by 6 a.m. And then we have until nap time, which is at 1 o'clock. And that can feel like a long time on certain days. And so basically the schedule is just like all these 30-minute activities that could keep them busy. And if they're loving something, we let it stretch. And if they're not digging something, we cut it shorter. We're flexible about it, but the schedule gives us something to turn to when we're like, what do we do with them now? What do we do with them? How do we keep them entertained? How do we keep them learning? How do we keep them not fighting? And another thing that's helpful is that since my husband, he needs to be with them when I'm working and vice versa, it allows us to step in and out of homeschooling and parenting more easily. It's like, okay, this morning we did some music stuff, we did a craft, and then he shows up and he's like, okay, now it's time for the snack. We don't have to have tons of conversation about where we're at in the day. We can just trade spots and move on more seamlessly. And the last thing I want to mention, my 10th tip for restoring order to your home, your life, and your business is to join Cultivate Calm. I don't know if you're aware, but right now I'm rolling out 20 days of daily practices. All the practices are like 5 minutes long. They're really short and sweet. They're super helpful. The people who are moving through it are getting a ton out of it. And I'd love for you to participate as well. You can head on over to kaylinasher.com/cultivate-calm and sign up for those emails. Right now we're on day 6, so you've not missed much. We still have 14 more days to go. And essentially each day I'm sharing just a bite-sized practice that you can do for yourself that will help bring more calm and groundedness to your life right now. The intention of Cultivate Calm is to support you, the woman behind the business. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious or fearful or haggard and tired, I would really suggest that you join us. It's a beautiful way to nurture yourself, mind, body, and soul during this time. So again, it's kaylinasher.com/cultivate-calm. And maybe I'll put that in the link here. I'll put that in the notes below. And as you join the live workshop, let me know you're here. I'd love a shout out if you're watching. If you have any questions, feel free to post them, and I'll let you know what my answer is. Okay. So now I want to share how to get through the day with small children and also possibly get some work done too. Sounds like a miracle, right? And so I'm going to share with you how I'm scheduling my days right now, and maybe it'll give you some ideas about how to set up your schedule. So I'm going to share my screen. There we go. So this is the schedule that I created for myself and my kiddos. On the left, you'll see the girls' schedule, and on the right is my schedule. And so you'll see these overlay one another very nicely. So the girls' schedule, like I said, they get up early. So in the morning, we often do like a little meditation. This is really basic. It's like 3 to 5 deep breaths. We stretch. Normally, my oldest daughter loves to lead the stretching. They have breakfast. They have time to play. And then we do some morning stuff like singing our Days of the Week song, singing the ABCs. They like to pick like a letter for the day that we do some activities around. And right now, ABC Mouse, I think they're doing 1 month free. So we downloaded that on both their Kindles. They do some work on there. And then we just have basically 30-minute activities. And like I said, if they're loving something, we stretch it longer. If they're not having it, we cut it shorter. But we do some stuff with music, playing with instruments, listening to music, maybe watching a lesson on YouTube or something like that. Often music becomes dance time as well. We have a snack, free play time. They love doing crafts. Sometimes instead of doing a craft, we'll do a cooking project instead. My husband loves taking them on nature walks in the woods behind our house. They really love that, and getting, in their rain boots and marching down through the stream. Often they do a little bit more ABC Mouse, and we read some books and have lunch, and then it's nap time at 1 o'clock. So my girls, as I mentioned earlier, are 3 and 5. So they're little kids. That's why we have so many short activities planned for them and why we have nap time. In the afternoon, when they get up, my older girl doesn't nap. She does quiet time in her bedroom. Then there's a snack. If it's nice weather, we play outside. And then in the evening, we get them washed up, dinner, and then we often do a family movie after dinner. And the movie, we've often, the last couple weeks, we've been loving Disney Plus. And they've got like all the Disney classics. They've got all the Pixar stuff. They've got National Geographic. There's so many options. There's been great things on there, and the girls absolutely love it. So we often pick something from there for the evening. Now let me talk you through my schedule. So my schedule, it also begins with meditation. I try to get up a little earlier than them. I go to bed at like 9:30, so it feels, I wake up naturally, usually by 5:15 or so. I do meditation, I do some yoga. I do quiet meditation, so I don't listen to anything. I normally sit for like 10 to 20 minutes. Yoga, I often do a practice guided by Yoga with Adrienne. She's got a really popular YouTube channel, and I love her little videos. They're really good. In the morning, it's family time, so I'm leading them through the meditation and stretch. I'm making them breakfast. While they're doing free play, I might be getting some stuff done for myself, having my own breakfast, talking to my husband, having a cup of coffee, that sort of thing. At 8 o'clock in the morning, the homeschool lessons begin, and then I'm leading the stuff usually until 10:30 or so, and then my husband takes over, and that's when he'll like take them outside for the nature walk. And then those blue hours from like 10:30 to 1 or 1:30 are my work hours. Most days, it's normally like 10:30 to 12:30, so 2 hours. It's about what I'm averaging like 3-4 days a week. So my week, even though I already had a 3-day work week, which is short, is significantly cut back from what it normally is. Then I come down, I have my own lunch. Sometimes before or after lunch, I'll go out for a jog, get some fresh air. Like I said, our neighborhood's really quiet, so it's really nice that we're able to do that. In the afternoon, we do family time again. We take the girls outside. I'm usually the one who cooks dinner, so my husband will take the girls up for a shower, and then I'll be cooking dinner, and then we'll put the girls to bed. Since they're little, they go to bed early, so my husband and I often eat dinner after they go to bed. We'll watch a show that we enjoy. Then I like to head upstairs, usually around 8:30. I read in bed. Right now I'm reading The Surrender Experiment, which is really, really helpful for the times we're living through right now. about trusting life, leaning into life, knowing that everything's for you. And I've been enjoying that. And then I'm normally asleep by 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And that gives me plenty of time, a good 7 hours or so before wake up time at 5 or 5:30. So that is my schedule. And something that I wanted to share with you, just because I found it useful, because I am trying to be a good homeschooling mama too. It was helpful to realize that pre-K and young elementary kids only really need like an hour or two a day of instruction of like actual school stuff. And beyond that, it's more about creative play, being outside, maybe some chores, cooking, stuff like that. If you have elementary school aged kids, young elementary, it's 2 to 3 hours a day. And if you have middle or high school kids, maybe like 3, 4, possibly 5 hours a day for the oldest kids. But this isn't about necessarily holding them to that 6, 7 hour long school day that they have when they're at the physical school. So if you're trying to figure out how to keep them busy from, 8 till 2 or 7:30 till 2:30 or whatever it is, give yourself a break, give yourself permission to really just do a handful of hours a day for them and hopefully also get some time for yourself. Okay. So let's see, what else did I want to share? I shared my schedule. Awesome. Now I'm going to come back on camera. Hello again. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the essentials that you need to prioritize now in order to cultivate calm for yourself, your family, and some of the things I already mentioned, but it's worth reiterating. It's really, really helpful to create a schedule for your kids, especially. Once you are able to sort of see the layout of their day, it's going to be easier for you to find pockets of time for yourself. Another thing I want to remind you of is that if you are at home with the kids and your partner, it makes sense to tackle childcare as a united front with your partner. Don't automatically assume that you need to take the bulk of the childcare just because you have an online business and your partner works for somebody else. Your business and what you do is important and it is needed. And especially if it would feel good to you to show up for your community, for your work right now, it is essential that you communicate that to your partner and let them know that you need some time for your own work. The kids are their kids too. And sometimes we just need to realize that our partners truly do want to support us. So if you haven't yet had a conversation about how to handle childcare, how to manage with both of you at home with the kids and the work and all of those things, it's really important that you take the time to discuss that, map out a plan, and it doesn't have to be equal. It doesn't mean like 3 days a week you cook dinner and 3 days a week they cook dinner and 1 day a week you get takeout and half the day you have the kids and half the day they have the kids. But you can find your own order. You can find your own balance. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, like you're taking on the bulk of the childcare responsibilities, the home responsibilities, the cooking, all of that stuff, it's really okay to talk about how to handle that jointly. If you were if you had childcare and school and maybe a house cleaner once in a while, or you got, you went out to restaurants a couple nights a week or whatever, and now you're not doing any of that, or maybe, you have grandparents in the area or family, or your kids went on play dates or any of those things that gave you pockets of time, you still deserve pockets of time. But it might mean having what might feel like a somewhat awkward conversation about you wanting time for your business, even though you don't need to work in terms of that you don't have like an employer who's going to fire you. So give your partner the opportunity to surprise you. Have a conversation with them, tell them what you're needing, tell them what's stressing you out, and find a new balance, a new order to the schedule. And right now, first and foremost, before business, before any of that stuff that I just said about you working on your business, self-care and rest, self-care and rest. Take care of yourself. Honor what you really need right now. And maybe that means taking a week or two off from your business and just being okay with not doing anything on it. But I would suggest you don't stay there too long, because I don't want you to lose all of your momentum. I don't want you to lose all of your desire and your dream and all that good stuff, because that could be the very thing that replenishes you right now. But you need to prioritize self-care, and you need to think about getting rest, adequate rest. And your entire family needs that. So look for ways throughout the day to build that in, even if you have older kids, quiet time where they can't be on the couch in the family room with the TV blaring. They need to be up in their bedrooms, ideally with a book or something like that, but on their phones or on their computer or something like that. That if you need some more peace and quiet in the home, schedule that into the day. Give that to yourself. You don't have to be the entertainer for everybody and the manager for the household and all the things all the time. You deserve a break too. And the last thing I wanted to share with you is that if you are showing up for your business and trying to get some work done, I would highly suggest that you make highest and best use of your time by focusing on money seed activities. And I've got a screen share for this. So what do I mean by money seed activities? It's activities that plant seeds for money coming into your business, either now or in the future. Sorry about that. Either now or in the future. And so these activities are about being visible. So showing up on social media when you can. And this could even be like posting pictures of your kiddos about how you're home with them right now. And it doesn't have to necessarily be totally in line with your brand, but just be visible. Don't drop off the face of the earth if you are trying to plant seeds for future growth. Be of service. Don't worry about making a ton of money right now or getting a ton of clients. Be of service. Ask your people what they need and show up for them in that capacity. Do personal outreach. If you do have some people in mind for offers that you have either now or in the future, reach out to them, get in touch, set up a virtual coffee chat. Everyone needs some social interaction these days. So do that for them and do that for yourself. Plant those seeds. And the last thing that helps you plant money seeds is to be consistent. Even if that means minutes a day or just a couple hours a week, keep showing up for yourself and your business. You really deserve it. And the people in your community will benefit so tremendously because of it. So keep showing up, keep being consistent, be there for your people. And this doesn't have to be in a huge, overwhelming way. This could be really, really simple. Just, liking stuff that they post and maybe commenting on things, really, really simple stuff. And then the final thing, let's say I'm going to come back on. The final thing I want to mention to you guys is if you are looking for deeper support, if you are feeling like I don't know what to focus on in my business right now, I've got so little time and I like the idea of showing up for it, but I don't know what to work on. I don't know what to do. And because of that, I'm not doing anything. We've put together a really small bundle of core lessons. There are 6 of them. They're just minutes long. Most of them are 5, possibly 10 minutes long. Each one comes with a worksheet, and they help you lay the foundation for a successful business in the long term. So right now is a perfect time to plant seeds for the future. And so if you are finding yourself at home and wondering what to do for your business, I think these core lessons could really, really serve you. We have a core lesson on the phases of business, so you understand exactly where you are in your business journey. That helps you know what to do now and what to focus on and about where you want to go in the future. We have a core lesson on creating a model calendar, creating a feel-good schedule that supports you in your life and your business right now. It meets you where you're at and helps you move forward towards what you're wanting. We have a core lesson on your ideal client, getting clarity around who that person is, how to show up for them, what they're needing right now, because it might be different than what they needed a couple weeks or months ago. We have a core lesson on creating a signature offer. So if you're wondering what to build, what to sell, what kind of service to provide, the core lesson on your signature offer will give you so much clarity about how to package up your unique skill set. And this is really valuable too for those of you who maybe have an offline business, those of you who have been meeting clients in person. Maybe you're a therapist, maybe you're a yoga teacher, a Reiki practitioner, someone else in like the healing arts space, anyone, an interior designer, a home organizer. If you've been meeting with your clients in person, the signature offer core lesson will help you redefine your talents and expertise and leverage them in an online capacity, which will be much more flexible and versatile moving forward in this new climate that we're now in. And very importantly, we have a core lesson on mindset. This is so needed right now. It's really challenging to maintain a growth mindset in times like these. And so in that mindset lesson, I give you some tools and coaching around how to maintain a growth mindset, and also a resource list of my favorite mindset books. And, I know Amazon's a little slow to deliver right now, but if you could always get them as like a Kindle version on your phone, or if you have a Kindle, something like that. So I would love to support you through these core lessons. Like I said, they're just little bite-sized lessons. We have a link for you to get them. It's kaylanasher.com/core lessons. And if you use the code restore order all together, like one long word, restore order, you get $100 off. So they're just $97 for those 6 core lessons that I mentioned. And I know that if you are struggling to figure out what to focus on in your business, they are going to help you get clarity, maintain your momentum, and lay a really beautiful foundation for your business moving forward. So I encourage you, if that sounds good, get yourself over there, check out the core lessons, sign yourself up, use that coupon code restore order to get $100 off, and it will give you the step-by-steps to keep yourself moving forward, to keep yourself consistent in the creation of your business. So I thank you guys so very much for joining me for the Restore Order workshop. I hope what I shared was useful. Even if you're catching the replay, that's totally cool. You can do #replay in the comments and let me know if you have questions, if you got feedback, and I would love to continue the conversation and support you. So take care, guys. I hope you are healthy. I hope you're finding calm, and I hope you're able to use some of the practices today to restore order to your home, your life, and your business. Take care.